Sorry, I think we timed out on time there. I was just saying that the next guys we're going to talk to are on board First Light, and it's quite ironic that First Light is pitched up next to Arundel. So we've got both the newest boat in the fleet here, 145 here, and also hull number 37, First Light. But come on, everyone, we'll speak to Fred and Sam. So here we've got Fred Strammer, one of the skippers on board First Light, and Sam Fitzgerald. Both of these guys new to the Atlantic Cup and relatively new to class racing. So how are you feeling about it?
I feel great. Boat's ready to go. We've salmon cans preparing, we're rolling on our routes, and we have a really good game plan.
Fantastic. And it is an older boat. How do you feel about that in terms of against the fleet? You think you've still got chances? I mean, it's looking light in a few areas, and having known this design, you guys might be able to put some miles on people.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of light wind, upwind sailing at the back end of the race, which I think will bode well for our rounded hull design, less fun surface area. So we'll hopefully try to use that to our advantage compared to the wide sterns of everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And this program is backed by the US MMA and by Ralphie there. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how the boat got donated and how you guys came to end up with a pretty good class 40?
Yeah, so Ralphie and the US MMA Sailing Foundation are starting an initiative called the Infinity Project, which they're hoping to be a portal to allow the promotion of youth offshore sailing for the US. And so this is kind of the first step in the whole project was getting this class 40. And everyone's very excited about it. And we're just hoping to, be able to, just be able to continue with the project and the momentum forward.
That's awesome.
Also part of that, we have Warrior Sailing that's also sponsoring this project, and the US Olympic Development Program. So all together they're joining forces to build the Infinity Project.
It's awesome. And your background is in Olympic class sailing in the 49ers, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you think that you can use your experience from sailing 49ers and being on the Olympic class for something like this?
Just a longer race, for sure.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great opportunities to work with some fantastic sailors, and one thing they say is the Olympic guys know how to go fast. So she may be an older design, but we'll sail her to her best pullers, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
So what we'll do is we'll keep on going and see who else we can find and maybe have a look at the back end of Arundel, and also speak to Jonathan Green on privateer.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. So I mean, if we were looking to put a favourite in the race this year, I think realistically the boat that we'll be looking at is Arundel, which is number 145. She's sailed by Catherine Poir, who is she's about 5'2", French woman, and she's an absolute rock star. They recently won the Royal Caribbean 600. They placed third in the Transatlantic Marlow. Probably most importantly, they placed second in the Atlantic Cup in 2016. The boat is super fast. The design is state of the art, and if you want to buy a Class 40 at the moment, the Mach 43s are the way to go. The guys that won the recent TJV sailing a Mach 40, so in terms of design, they're pretty tidy. Catherine's sailing with an Italian chap called Pietro Lucani, who was on board for that Royal Caribbean 600 and has recently competed in the TJV, coming sixth on a boat that realistically probably shouldn't have come sixth. So that result was amazing, and it just testifies to what a good sailor he is too. So we'll stop talking about that and we'll keep on moving. We've just spotted Hugh Figgin, the race director, so we're going to kind of try and grab a couple of words with him and see what he's got to say just before the race. So here we've got the brains behind the operation. Giuliano Barbieri, who co-founded the Atlantic Cup back in 2011, and Hugh Figgin, who co-founded the race also. These guys really wanted to get offshore racing the visibility it deserves here in the United States. Hugh continues as the race director, and what we're going to try and do is just grab a couple of words with him. I know he's busy, doing scrutineering and safety checks, but tough. We're going to 2 seconds. Can we borrow you 2 seconds?
Yeah.
We're on Facebook Live, so please do not swear. So guys, this is Keith
Hello,
Biggin,
everybody.
race director, and we're less than 24 hours out. How are you feeling about the race and the competitors that we've got?
I'm feeling pretty good. The race is looking like it's shaping up nicely. We've got 11 boats, and it looks like there's no certain favourite, so it's going to be a really strong competition to see who does it.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a really good number of American Class 40s here this year. The fleet seems to be really growing. Obviously, that was a goal of the Atlantic Cup itself, was to grow Class 40 here.
Absolutely, we've got 2 new boats that are new to America this year. They've been brought into the country, and this is a first run for them. So it'll be great to see how they go. And it's great that people are jumping into the class for sure.
Perfect. And we're joined in good company here. We've got Dave Rarick here, who won the Atlantic Cup on Bodacious Dream in 2013, alongside Matt Scholl. Not only has Dave won the Atlantic Cup, he's also sailed around the world solo. So in my books, that puts Dave in a pretty good position. He runs the kid program here, and we welcome Dave 600. And I wondered if you had any thoughts on the race upcoming, or what we've already been doing here in Charleston.
Oh, I think it's great. Like you said, the fleet's growing, all kind of stuff. The race, this is going to be a great race. I think the first solid day, if not 2 days, are going to be pretty solid downwind sailing. They're going to have a great blast up the coast, and the boats are all well suited. Kind of a neat mix of boats and people. All 3 of the Kiwi Class 40s are here, which is the 118 Oakland boat was the one I had done for this, and I'm excited to watch it all go on.
That's great. And you've obviously raced up the East Coast a number of times. Would you be punching out to the Gulf Stream, or would you be looking to take the shortcut and go a more coastal route?
That is the critical question out there, and the breaking point on it all is where do you want to be when you get to Cape Hatteras?
Yeah.
And if there's enough wind and enough bow speed and you feel it's going to hold enough, you don't really need to make the jump out to the Gulf Stream on the way up to Cape Hatteras. But it looks to me like the wind's going to start to get a little fluky at Cape Hatteras or just north of that, so you may want to pick out where you want to get into the stream up around that point to have it push you on up far enough north and then drift your way back to New York.
Yeah.
So that's a critical decision that probably isn't going to be made very easily before 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So the guys will get started, they'll get out there, and they'll start looking at the grip files and stuff, and then the skippers and will make their best guess as to whether they should continue on out and grab 3 knots of boat speed or not pay the extra miles for it.
Hey, fantastic. Thank
All
you
right.
so much. We're
All
going
right.
to carry on, and we're going to see who else we can find.
All right.
So this boat here, number 102, it's one of the Kiwi 40F3, Kiwi 40s that Dave was just speaking about. It's called Privateer, and for those that have followed the Atlantic Cup for a while, you'll note the boat was racing under the same name in 2016 as Privateer. It's recently been bought by Jonathan Green, a very well-known sailor here in the United States, having won the All-Star in 2013, which is a single-handed transatlantic race from Plymouth all the way up to Newport, Rhode Island. So let's go and see if we can grab a couple of minutes with him and see how that experience has made him tough enough to race in the Atlantic Cup.
Hi, Sam. UA.
Alrighty, so we're here with Jonathan Green and his co-skipper Chris Pitts, and we were just talking about your experiences in the All-Star, having won the All-Star, and kind of how that kind of correlates into this race, and what experiences you've taken from that you can put into this.
Yeah, sure. I did that race on my other boat, which is a little coastal cruising boat. A lot of people were like, why would you do a transatlantic on that thing, or where's a solo transatlantic too? Because I had to get the boat to the starting line in the UK. That was like this total miracle. I won't even go into the details. I actually got to the starting line, and then on corrected time under IRC actually beat the fleet. So that was a huge accomplishment. And Chris was like, "Well, you've done about all you can do on this boat, John."
and that led you on to buying Privateer.
Yeah.
And you bought that relatively recently.
Yeah, just in October. So it's been a madcapped 5 or 6 months. We did the Cuba race. That was a blast. So we went up against Dragon in that race and learned a lot about the boat on the deliveries and on the race. And I've been down here every weekend training in Charleston. So it's been an awesome town to get to know and hang out in and to do some training and lots of breeze.
Yeah,
fantastic spot.
It's great, and I've been through the boat, and it's immaculate. These guys are really well prepared. And Chris, you've got experience having sailed a couple of mini transats.
Now,
I did a round Newfoundland record.
Yeah.
With a mini Transat.
Okay, perfect.
And I've done about 3 single-handed transatlantics for
Yeah.
various races.
Awesome.
And yeah, so back and forth, round and round.
Yeah, and looking forward to this, and kind of how do you guys rate your chances in terms of the competition?
Oh, we're really looking forward to the race. I mean, this is the most competitive sailing event, period, I think, on the East Coast, or in the U.S. I mean, the one design fleet is awesome. I think the boat is going to be really competitive against the other boats. It comes down to experience of the skippers. I think everybody's got a lot more experience. Just about everybody's got as much or more experience as we have on this particular boat. So that's going to be our biggest challenge. We just got to beat them in other ways. I think we've out prepped them. I think we've got the boat in as good a condition as any other boat that's here today. So I think we've done everything we can in those other areas, and if we get a little bit of luck and a little bit of strategy, I think we do have a shot at the title.
Fantastic. Well, hey, thank you so much for kind of talking to us today, and we're going to make our way around and see the other Kiwi 40. But
cheers.
Yeah, good luck. We'll
Thanks.
see you tomorrow.
Later.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So here we've got kind of the last boat that we're going to take a really quick look at today. This here is Oak Cliff Racing, hull number 118. And Oak Cliff is a sailing school, and I'm not hugely familiar with it, but it's based in New York, but gives kind of young up-and-coming sailors the opportunity to go out and really turn themselves into professional sailors. They prep them in all sorts, from rigging, boat handling, kind of everything you can imagine, including the PR and the sponsorship pictures that they're trying to put together to go offshore. Let's go and have a look and see if they're around. These guys came in relatively late, so I know they've still got a little bit of boat work, but hopefully we'll be able to catch them. Hey guys, how are you? Fantastic. We're on late. So here we've got Ethan Johnson. Ethan is co-skipper on board Oak Cliff, racing for his first leg of the Atlantic Cup. You guys came in late, you're up in Newport. How are you feeling? You reckon you're ready to go?
Yeah, we're getting everything ready to go. It's a good thing that we've made the delivery and broke all the things that needed to break before getting down here, and we're able to get everything fixed. We had a lot of help in Charleston from a lot of different friends and people that are in the marine industry, so that was a big help.
That's fantastic, and of course this boat has got pedigree. It won the Atlantic Cup in 2013.
Yep.
So does that put a bit of pressure on you? How do you feel about the competition and the competitors you've got around you?
Everyone's pretty, we're worried about Thomas, I think, the most, and Toothpaste.
Yeah.
So those are the two boats that we're kind of have our eyes on. But we're feeling really good. We have a lot of energy, and we're ready for the race.
Fantastic. And this boat is obviously part of Oak Cliff Racing, which is the sailing kind of academy, as it were, based in New York, correct?
Yep.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how Oak Cliff came to have this pretty cool Class 40?
Yeah. So Oak Cliff is a training center on Long Island, but we have international events from match racing to offshore sailing, and then the high performance dinghy sailing, and then we're taking a kind of new turn to foiling as well.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of foiling camps and stuff going on.
Fantastic.
It's for everyone that knows how to race, knows how to sail, and wants to take it to the next level.
Well, hey, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And good luck. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Brilliant. So I think that's kind of the tour of the boat's done. But race starts tomorrow. If you're in Charleston, head down to Charleston Maritime Centre. If not, we'll be on Facebook. We'll be Facebook living again. The information will be on the website, and that is AtlanticCup.org. Tracking is every 15 minutes. So yeah, everything's there, and it should be good fun. Thank you very much. Done?